Hello and welcome. I'm not going to do what I normally do. Anyway, welcome to something a bit different. I'm going to do a little bit of a temptation to do this, but let's do a route learning guide. And now I'm going to do one that's local to me, so it's easier. And we're doing the one in the 484 on Island 9 from Ryde Pier, head to Shanklin. Let's get started, shall we? And the first things first, since all this doesn't turn itself on, it's not on the route, but be realistic. We'll have that on. And the HUD will be off after we leave the first stop. And get everything set up. Headlights are on, but if I shoot to the rear, better check their tails on as well. And also, last but not least, saloon lights are on. So we're in the class 484, 004 to be exact. And I've used my livery, so the AI will not be using that livery. The only time the HUD will be up is at the station, so we know when to depart, as it were. And while the doors are shutting, let me just check the shutters go. We're not stopping at Smallbrook Junction. Into forward. And friendly toot back to the guard. And let's get out of here. And we're starting off at Ryde Pier head at 15 miles an hour. And that will quickly go up to 20 miles an hour after leaving the platform. And since we're a 2-car unit, we can accelerate pretty much as soon as the other track, which is disused, joins us on. And we should be, in theory, passing the point where the crossover used to be for when Ryde Pier was once 4-tracked, and also past where the signal box was once on Ryde Pier head. With us very soonly arriving at Ryde Esplanade. And I have said it correct, by the way, because that's how you're supposed to say it. We will be looking to stop at the 2-car stop marker. Which we should have stopped in the perfect spot. And we're pretty much there anyway. Despite they don't actually stop on the marks them in real life on their own selves anyway. But at the moment they can't stop at the 2-car marker, they have to stop at the literally down here, and they're literally almost at the 4-car. They're about here, in truth. Just about underneath the canopy at the moment. Departing Ryde Esplanade. Starting speed is 20 miles an hour in game, although it is 15 miles an hour in real life now. And we are going down up quite a steep hill into Ryde Esplanade Tunnel, which on the occasions does have a temptation to flood. Just moving between brake step 1 and new and off to keep the speed limit at 20. As we're now on the flat, it will start to decelerate slowly, so we don't need to too much keeping up on it. past the distant signal for St John's Road. While I'm here and doing this, don't forget to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. I'm going to start, when I talk in videos, I'm going to try and get that done a little bit earlier. We are on a constant slight uphill gradient, so yes, the speed does bleed off quite well. And that is the inner home to Ryde St John's Road. Past the junction to platform 3, which is no longer in daily use. It will only be used to hold a train. And once again, we're looking for the 2-car stop marker at Ryde St John's Road. At Ryde St John's Road is where the Island Line fleet is, in fact, looked after at Ryde St John's Works, and has been a workshop on the railway since steam. It was one of 2 sheds on the island, the other one being in Newport sheds before that was shut down and everything was moved to Ryde. In fact, the other side of the line, that used to also be a part of the railway and was where the locos were kept. The workshop was mostly where all the works were done. They weren't really kept over there. On the line now, you will see a load of 484s parked up inside them, using the made up livery because of self-arrest. Don't be licensing out. Once again, if I bring the thing up, it says on foot, we're not. We are, next stop will be a Braden, because we don't stop at Smallbrook Junction now, with it being pretty much 10 to 5, mainly because the steam railway has already left the station on its last run. And we should also be seeing the other service at Braden. Even though there's not really a guard, I'm still going to do the buzzer. So departing Ryde St John's Road, we have a starting speed limit of 20 miles an hour, which will be going up to 45, which is the maximum of the line. Very quickly after the platform. Then in real life it then goes straight down to 20 to go over a crossing. And that is down to people not behaving on the level crossing. And we can accelerate for the 45 just as we approach the bend. Now, if you're driving a 4-car unit, it will be a lot closer. It'll be about round now sort of style. Do a lovely couple of second hoot on the horn, and yes, this does in fact have a whistle. That signal is protecting the junction at Smallbrook. We are now passing the head shunt for the steam railway and then Hayton and Smallbrook Junction. As we fly through Smallbrook Junction. Now the line will climb very steeply, and then very quickly, not long after we hit the top and start going down, we will have a limit of 40. I will be doing a video on the original Island 9 with the 483, and I will try and do it in the opposite direction from Shanklin to Ryde Pier head. And then after that it'd be also I can do southeastern, Kessel to Wurzburg, and also Köln-Aachen with the normal time, with the regional services, or the ICE services. As we see the 40 feet, I'm going to start to do that. You might speed the odd now going down the bank from the top, because you'll be constant braking now. You can't, so you have to fan the brakes. And I will learn other routes hardless and then bring them to you. Past the board for the 15 at Braden, which we do not have to brake for a little while, because otherwise you'd be going very slowly for quite a distance. And it's best to start to brake for the speed reduction just as you see the main road bridge coming up, because it's just around the bend you will get the 15. And into step 2, just to get the rest of it off of the system, and back to 1. Fair enough, we're doing 16, but we are down in time, and I do believe the drivers are a little bit on off as well in real life, if I remember correctly. That whistle board is not really there in real life, because the next crossing is just at the edge of the platform at Braden, where we will have to wait for the other service to come from Shanklin, which is just arriving now. Once again at Braden we are aiming to look for the 2 car, which is actually the S car marker. That 5-mile-an-hour limit was there for temporary, but the signage stayed. And we should be stopping at the right spot at Braden, which does have the old signal box which used to control the line between Braden station area and the branch line to Burnbridge, which shut down back in the 1950s. And the line was re-double tracked during the upgrade, after it went from double to single track due to a reduction of services in use. 484-001 will head the train to Ryde. Departing Braden, line speed of 15 miles an hour will go up very quickly back up to 45 miles an hour, which then will be for until we hit just before Sandown, where we'll be dropping down to 15 and then to 10 miles an hour. You will be able to accelerate up to 45 as soon as you pass the sign on the opposite, for the 20 on the opposite side there. This bit of track between Braden and Sandown was once double track, and you can see that within how big the line side is. As we pass the 15, in the 15 more before warning, we need to start to break down to 15 so we can get down to the 15, but also keeping in mind that we need to drop down to 10 mile an hour by the platform, which isn't shown on the HUD, if I remember correctly. And once step 1 of brake will get us down quite perfectly. A bit too perfect. And I don't actually have to brake for the 10 because the train will automatically get itself down there with the gravity. But it is now also trying to keep it at 15 beforehand. I actually don't know the reason for the 10 mile an hour limit at Sandown this direction. And now we aim for the 2-car marker, which is just the opposite sides of the canopy. Sandown used to be connected up to Newport via Merston, which also included the line down to Ventnor West. The main line that were on used to continue down to Ventnor. And that closed during the Beeching Acts. The line to Ventnor. Ventnor West was closed back in the 1950s. Departing from Shanklin, Sandown, we've got a 10-mile-an-hour limit. Might be handy. Which will quickly be going back up to 15 after the rear has exited the platform. This section that we now go on to has always been single tracked, with quite probably future proofing was done on the track work, which it was done on the bridges for if they ever had to double track the line, which they never had to do. And yes, we have now been able to go up to 15, and very quickly soon up to line speed of 45, which is off by guesswork. We can do it from now. But one thing you've got to mind now, we're going up a hill, then we're going flat over the road between Sandown and Shanklin, and then we will come to the lake. I should have tuned the right crossing, never mind. Over the bridge between from Sandown to Shanklin, we're very close to lake, and lake is only a small platform, so you want to make sure you're braking early. Forward. And come in at a slower speed, not a fast one. Especially because the 2-car marker is very close, and it's easier to miss or to undershoot. As well. Lake Station was the newest platform on the line until Smallbrook Junction opened back in 1991 on the 20th of July. Mostly of the platforms on the line had their height changed during the upgrade work. That's why you see 2 levels there. Most of the stations, apart from Shanklin and Braden. Departing from Lake, our line speed is 45 miles an hour, with one of my favourite crossings coming up. Well, I have caught the train on video quite a few times recently. Just before the road from Sandown into Shanklin crosses over the line for the last time. Friendly toot to my crossing that I enjoy going to. 15 warning is for just before the platform at Shanklin. But also you will want to come in a bit more slower because of TPW rescuers are active on the island. 9. Past the fixed distance signal into Shanklin. Because obviously there is a buffer stop at the end of the platform which counts as a red signal. And I'm just letting the train now coast because we can, and also we are now going down a hill into the platform. And I'm step 2ing it as well to make sure that we're down in time for the 15. Just you want to come in a little bit slower than not, because it is the buffer stop you're also conscious about. And over the 5th down to just under 10 for the TPW escorts. And now we're looking for the S-car marker. Coming in and stopping perfectly on the dot. And that's Shanklin. We might as well do this up down, despite the AI will not. And fully shut down. So, there we have it, guys. The run, the full way to Shanklin. Thank you very much for watching. I will shut the doors for absolutely no reason. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. And I hope you all have an awesome day. Thank you very much for watching. Just to prove that we did do the we stopped in those sorts of feet apart, but we didn't speed. We weren't really speeding, so it won't tell me on here that much because it's the old HUD. But yeah, and we more or less on mark and pretty much all the time on time as well. So don't forget to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. I won't say go and watch the others in this series because this is the first one. So thank you very much for watching and have an awesome day. Thank you very much for watching.